Really, Raiders? Really? Welcome back, Raider Nation, and my champions. This is Eric. We are back, and we are live on another Friday evening. How you guys doing tonight? See a lot of people already in here. Obviously, we're going to talk about the recent developments with Jimmy G, why the opening press conference for his signing was delayed a day. There is a reason to that. And is this another edition of the Raiders being Raiders, especially under Tommy Boy here? I want to say hello to you guys. How you doing tonight? Let me get your chat up here. Ray Wolf says, doesn't surprise me. Early returns here. We're going to look at our live poll as well. I'm asking you how you guys feel about the regime. Right now, most of you are getting worried. If you look on there, 25%. How much you trust it? I got a little over 10% saying they're all in with this regime. We'll get to what I have to say and what I have to feel about this in a minute. What's up, champ? What's up, Dominique? How you doing? Art, we might have to start your guy a little bit early. You never know. Hey, Earth Daughter, how you doing out there? I see you. And Officer Rollout, it's alive. It's alive. Yes, the channel is still alive. Ooh. And we'll give some channel updates as well. So good to see you guys out there. Let's get to what we want to get to, and this is how we normally do it, of course. All my regulars know this, but if you are new, either watching live or watching the replay, a lot of people watch the replay. This is how we normally do it. We have the rundown. Kevin Lurker says answer number 4, evening. Yeah. Well, we'll get into some of the details on this. We do have some actual news we can talk about. I was away for a week. I am back. We'll talk about what's going on now, what to expect the next few weeks. This is how we do it. We're going to have the rundown. Of course, we have welcome to you guys. We're going to go to that. The poll of the week, of course. And what's going on with our state of the quarterback situation, our starting quarterback. Can we trust this regime? I mean, we'll go through some stats and some things. I'll give you my opinion, some updates with the channel, and then get to you, question and answer segment. If you want to come on, we will open the chat if you want to come on. The link is in the pinned comment. There it is right there. You can go on there. If you're watching live, of course, you're on a replay. Why not subscribe and like while you're there, and then you'll be here for the next time if you want to come on live with us. With that said, let's get to what we're going to talk about, and then that's welcoming the new ones.
Everyone said, take what they give you. We're going to take what we want.
Yeah, it's all about you guys right here, the champions. I'm going to tell you what, things are kind of going the same way they are with YouTube. I think I got 1 sub since I was gone for 2 weeks. Facebook got about 10 or 15 people on board. I didn't really post anything in that time, but who knows? Maybe I'll start doing this on Facebook. Depends on what you guys want. I know I got a lot of regulars on here, and I appreciate you as well. TikTok's kind of staying flat. I really don't use that unless we're in the season and doing our lives during the game. That's what gets the traction there. Of course, if you want to support the channel, Patreon is there, and there's different levels, real cheap if you just want to support. I get some people on the little higher level. I will be doing additional commentary and content there as well. And you can look at that right there at patreon.com/RaiderChampion if you want to take a look at that. The link is in the description. That said, let's get to our poll of the week. And I wanted to ask you about this. Now, we are going to go over the article about Jimmy G. If you haven't heard, Jimmy G's foot situation. We'll get to that in a minute, exactly the details. And I wanted to ask you who you thought our starting quarterback would be week 1 of the 2023 season. And 40% of you with the lead, not quite a majority, almost half, say Jimmy G will be our starter. Aiden O'Connell, and then Brian Hoyer, and then we got about a quarter of you saying Tom Brady. We'll get into that as well. we'll get into that as well. I appreciate that. And Art White says, come on, sub for the champ. Yeah, sub. You can like and sub here. You can go on Patreon. Check that out. And we'll go from there. I appreciate that. Check your mic gain. Hang on 1 second. Should be okay. If not, I was having some mic problems before. Hang on. It's a little bit too loud. Is that better? That should be better. It's been, this mic has been kind of fluctuating. I was having problems with it on my other channel. I told you about that before having another channel. And for TikTok, it really kind of wasn't working at all. I had to go to the headset. So let me know in the comments if this is okay. Mic's a little tiny tonight. I mean, I've got it blasted as far as I can. So let me see. Earth Daughter saying the mic's a little tiny. It's actually showing that it's actually high. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the headset. Give me 1 second while we transfer over to the headset, and we'll go from there. Hang on. Testing. That might be a little too high. Sorry about that. There we go. Testing, getting it. That's about where it should be. Tinny, not tiny, a little tinny. Oh, a little tinny. Yeah, I think, I don't know if the mic has a problem or what, but a little tiny, tinny like the middle. How about this mic? How about this one? Let me know. Getting better. Raider Wolf says getting better. How about that? Where are we at? Tinny. Well, I didn't know if it was a typo. Tinny. Yeah, I think I might have to retire this mic and get another one. It is what it is, unfortunately. Was messing with another broadcast. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So just let me know if you can hear me now. You should be able to hear me now. I've got the headset on with the microphone, so it should be a completely different setup. So yeah, the mic sounds better. Okay, let's stick with that. Like I said, Jimmy G got most of the votes. Aiden O'Connell and Tom Brady. We'll look at that article, and let's do that right now. Let's get to the heart of the matter, because we might have more trouble here in River City with this team. Now, you know, I do not like to be... Hang on 1 second, because I'm going to have to switch over the mic on this one too, so give me about 3 or 4 seconds. Hang on. Let's see. Capture. Okay, testing 1 2 3. Do you hear me? Testing 1 2 3 4. So I want to make sure. Okay, looks like everything's a thumbs up. Way to go. Okay, cool. All right, so I am not a pessimist or an optimist. I try to be a realist, especially with the Raiders. How you guys doing out there tonight? But this is really kind of bothering me, especially since we actually got this guy under contract. I'm going to kind of go over what this was. So this is the first article I want to talk about, that Jimmy G had actually signed a waiver instead of the physical because from what I'm hearing, the Raiders medical staff would not clear him to sign a contract. And that's what caused the delay in that opening presser, that signing presser for a day. This is what's actually coming out. From what I'm hearing, the Raiders are saying that he needs surgery on that foot injury he had last year with the Niners. Let me scroll this down. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. This is from ESPN, but a lot of places are saying it right now. They're not saying if he's had the surgery yet or not, but there is a waiver even if he has the surgery and it's not successful, or he can't play, or if he can't pass the physical post-surgery, that we can basically waive him. He's like $23 million on the cap right now. That's a great move on the Raiders organization, but my problem with this is we've kind of pinned our hopes if we're playing legitimately for 2023, which I've told you realistically I don't think we are. I don't think we can contend this year. I was looking for a quarterback. Maybe Aiden O'Connell is the answer. Maybe he is. I'd like to see and find out. I saw Jimmy G as a transitional quarterback. I'm not buying into the hype that, he went to the playoffs with the 49ers and everything's going to be all grand. I'm not buying that. Totally different team, totally different coaching staff. The running game is comparable if you just count last year with Josh Jacobs getting the rushing title, obviously, but the defense is totally different. I mean, the defense controlled games when they did go to that Super Bowl. I'm thinking Lambeau Field. I think they got a couple turnovers in that game. So Jimmy G, if you look at his stats, like I said, in the playoffs, nothing to be impressed with. Nothing to be impressed with at all. So we did kind of cover ourselves with that as far as the contract goes. However, if this does go down, the next man up, and basically what they're saying is right now Hoyer's taking first team reps, which kind of makes sense. Jimmy G is not at OTAs. He might have had the surgery. They're not saying. Nobody's saying really yet. I'm hearing about. Raider Wolf says, hope I don't upset anybody. How about John M.F. Gruden being back in the NFL? I don't think that's going to happen. At least not with the Raiders, not with Mark Davis, and how his views are on things and societal views. Given even if you just take the things aside in the emails and all that, he said some things that don't kind of jive with certain segments of the population. This isn't a political program. You can watch Fox News for that or CNN or whatever. But I don't see Mark Davis having somebody like that on board. If he can go somewhere else, that's cool. Pick up a new one at Walmart. More like Amazon. Raider Wolf says, Jimmy G wouldn't last all season anyway, pretty much screwed. Oh, I was thinking 8 to 12 games he'd last. We talked about that season 1.0. Obviously, I was probably a little optimistic with my final win-loss tally. I'll have to correct that in probably our Labor Day weekend edition. We'll do a 2.0. Get your thoughts on that as well. Still got you out on the Christmas win in Kansas City with Aiden O'Connell. That would be unbelievable. It would have been better trying to restructure Derek Carr's contract, keep him around instead of this mess. Yes and no. If he wasn't satisfied and they weren't satisfied with him, I can see the regime making a change. I think they should have had a lot more foresight on Derek Carr. We actually gave him an extension, and the way the contract was very appealing, not to the Raiders, but to him. I mean, and that's why we couldn't really cut him. That's why you had that deadline. We had to cut him beforehand, before the league started again, the second season. So I think that just kind of gives more evidence of this new regime kind of feeling their way around. I mean, think about it. We got another first-time GM here in Dave Ziegler. Not to say he's done terribly, but I don't know. I'm not going to totally grade the draft picks yet. We've only had one set, and it was like the third round and on the year before, so we got a fresh set. We haven't seen these guys on the field yet. But the way the contracts have gone, the Chandler Jones, why I put him in the thumbnail, it was a terrible deal. He's played like crap for us, let's be honest. I'm not going to be optimistic and be a cheerleader for the Raiders when it doesn't warrant it. Did he play a little better in the second half? Yeah, he did, but still, for the amount of money he's making, I'm going to show our updated salary cap. He's the fourth highest player on the team right now as far as cap hit, and he's number one on defense. Does he deserve that? Hell no, he does not. And I'm not going to toot the horn like other people have. Oh, Chandler Jones was showing up in this. No. You got to do a lot more for that. Let's see. Jimmy hasn't thrown a pass yet. Jimmy still has a messed up foot as far as we know. He hasn't had the surgery yet. It wouldn't be so bad. Jimmy isn't an upgrade. It wouldn't be so bad if he was, but he's not. Like I said, I saw Jimmy G as a transitional quarterback, get a rookie in. I think this was McDaniels' play all along. I'm hoping Aiden O'Connell is his guy, and what I mean by that is to fit the system. Very accurate kid in college. I think he will transition well in this scheme of Josh McDaniels, but only time will tell. We'll only see. And that's why I said he's going to get McDaniels is going to get at least another season. The earliest he could possibly get fired is 24, even if we shit the bed this year. And that's the way it is, because this drama with Jimmy G, and even if he does get the surgery and we pass him and he plays, I got to agree with Raider Wolf. He's not going to last the whole season. So we are going to see Aiden O'Connell at some point in this season. Let's see. A bust, not even make it to preseason. Wow. It's like I said, that's why I put Three Stooges. It's like another Raider move. I mean, we've been the joke of the NFL for a while now. And what's the common factor, guys? That guy in the middle with the bull haircut. Let's be honest. I did not hear that Gruden is back. I did not see that. Shh. I'm looking this up. I didn't hear anything about that. Is that a rumor or is that actual fact that Gruden is back with the Saints? Now, I want to get going with the other stuff. Personally, I wasn't going to go to any Raider games this year, but I got invited to Raider Rams preseason in SoFi. Well, we'll just go there and have some fun. I mean, it's an exhibition game anyway. Raiders might win that game. It's exhibition. It doesn't really matter, Maybe some of our fringe players will step up. I'm looking for Jerry Tillery. I've said that before. He really needs to step up. I don't think we really properly addressed defensive tackle again. So he's our best bet. Preseason, it's real. Gruden is back. Came in to be a consultant. Okay, he's not coaching. That's a little weird. Honestly, in the light of the situation he was in, I mean, if he was worthy of getting quit fired then for those emails, were the emails fake? I mean, why is he allowed back in the league now? This is a big old clown show. This is a big old clown show. Again, I didn't think Mark Davis would rehire him. That's for sure. His views, that's not going to happen. So, he can be a consultant for what? Did they take a look at his offense while he was with the Raiders? I mean, Carr played well, but red zone was sucky. Third down conversions were crap. Let's see. This is what I wanted to get to right here. Tom Brady tops the list. This stupid rumor. This happened like 2 days ago. This is nonsense about, Tom Brady's going to come back. It's a bunch of crap. Nonsense. And even Tom Brady says it himself in this little Twitter feed. I'll play it right now.
I'm certain I'm not playing again. So I've tried to make that clear, and I hate to continue to profess that because I've already told people that lots of times. But I'm looking forward to my broadcasting job at Fox next year. I'm looking forward to the opportunity ahead with the Raiders, and we're in the process of that, along with the other different things that I'm a part of.
Yeah, so I don't think this is smoke. I think he's legit. He's not coming back. And why would he come back to the Raiders? Seriously. I mean, with this offensive line, does he what else does he have to prove? I mean, it's Josh McDaniels that has to prove something, not a guy with 7 rings, right? So why would he come back? Now, he talked about the Raiders, of course, that minority ownership deal and all that. That can totally happen. But him being starting quarterback being on the field, it's not going to happen, guys. And well, it is what it is. Let's see. It's looking like the Raiders are the new Patriots and the Saints are the new Raiders. Well, the Saints fans aren't going to enjoy that. I mean, look at how the Raiders were under Gruden. Let's be honest. Not so good. How many times did they make the playoffs under Gruden? It's right there. Nada. And I don't count him getting fired. Those last 4 games, the players willed it with Bisaccia. They willed that playoff. That was, I don't think we had the talent level to make it. The Colts choked against Jacksonville again in that season. Choked against us. I think they lost like 3 in a row or something. But the Raider players, they had the heart and they got in. They almost beat Cincinnati. It came close. But couldn't get the job done. I think they played over their heads. But it had nothing to do with Gruden. They were playing like shit under Gruden, and then he got fired. So, let's see. Let's take a look at the salary cap, and we'll look at that. Let me get this off of here. Show him the door, let the lawyers work it out. Give him a copy of the home game. This isn't the Running Man. All right, this is our current salary cap according to SpotTrack.com. Now, if you look at here, this is the numbers I like to look at, not the all. I like to look at the estimated cap, not all. I don't care about that. The top 51, because we have to get to a 53-man roster. So 51, you add 2 more players. Those are probably going to be min salary guys, of course. I think it's like 800,000 is a min guy. So we basically don't have cap space right now to go out and get anybody right now. Of course, I want to look at the active players. Topping the list for our cap hit this year is Jimmy G, $23 million. Of course, with this new plan, the cap hit was going to be relatively low, but now it's going to be like almost like a full cap hit on this. Because the initial reports, I believe, were like 10 million or something. I don't remember the exact number. And then here's Chandler Jones again. Like I said, 4th highest on the cap. Not earning the money. Here's Max Crosby, having to do everything, getting paid less. Unbelievable. So 1 more year of this guy because of the crappy contract, and then he's gone. So who knows? Maybe since this is probably his last year, he might step up and play harder. You never know. And then we got Tyree Wilson to replace him next year anyway. I don't think we're going to resign him even if he does play well, let's be honest. Who knows? There could be a midseason trade with Chandler Jones. If he steps up last year and he kicks ass and a playoff team wants him, I could totally see us trading him for a mid-round pick or something like that. And then they go to the playoff. He goes to the playoff team and maybe signs an extension with them. I could see that, but us signing him next year, there's no way. Hunter Renfro's still on the team. a lot of talk about that. A lot of rumor mill. Nothing actual here. Josh Jacobs still not signed to a contract yet. I think they have until mid-July. Andre James, a guy I think would be a cap casualty. Now, a lot of this hasn't come out yet. Now, June 1st was the start where we could do this. Now, it's not just with the Raiders. All 20 or 32 teams can do this, and we're looking at guys like Ezekiel Elliott, Dalvin Cook. Those are some of the big names that are going to be cut from their teams. We talked about that before. So Andre James, we can save about $5 million on the cap. If you want to keep him, we can restructure, but I don't think he's worth that much. He's not worth $7 million for a center. He's just not. So we can use some of that money, and of course, if Jimmy G shits the bed, fails the physical, doesn't want to get the surgery, or does and it doesn't work out, we can get that cap money there as well. Let's look at some available players. Let's be honest, kind of slim pickings here. Carson Wentz, trash. Matt Ryan has sort of retired, sort of not. I think he's retired. He's not coming back. He looked like trash anyway. Tom Brady, retired. Bridgewater isn't bad when he's not hurt, which is all the time. The only one I could really see is maybe Nick Foles as a transition guy for O'Connell, if we're going to go that way as a plan B. But let's be honest, if they do that, that's all but saying that this season's gone. And I don't think the Raiders, from a business standpoint, want to do that. Decrease the ticket sales. Let's be honest here. So, but I mean, if Jimmy G's gone, he doesn't make it, I mean, that's probably the best option unless they want to do a trade. Some people are talking about Jacoby Brissett at Washington because he used to play for the Patriots. Like, why not? Why not another Patriots player? I mean, we've got about 100 of them on here, so Chandler says he's 250, 255. Well, I want to see about 10 sacks. That's the stat I want to see. 45 undrafted free agents. Well, I'm telling you, this is a rebuild, Rich. Half our rosters. Let's see. I don't know if it sorts it out. Let's go back. So we got 91 active players according to Spot Track. Let me see if it actually sorts it out. You could probably count them by the cap space because it's going to be cheap. Brandon Parker's back. At least he's only $1 million, so God. I don't understand that one bit. Not one bit. So if we want to look, 5, 10. We might be in that range. Maybe not 40, but we're probably close. We're probably close to that. I'm telling you, it's like a semi-pro team. That's how it kind of felt on the defensive side last year. Let's be honest. It's kind of crazy with that. So, Paul Gaines is happy. Tight end 87. Is tight end 87 happy? Well, he's not signed yet. You're talking about Mayer from Notre Dame. One of the two remaining draft selections that aren't signed. Jacorian Bennett is the other one. We talked about that last time. So Tyree Wilson has signed our first rounder. So that's good. And he was in the OTAs. I don't know if Mayer was in the OTAs or not. I know Tyree was. Most of your roster is full of players around 1 million. It's really eye-opening. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. But remember, Kevin, I can't totally blame this regime on this issue. Now, we're going to go to a big one right here that I did not look at. I made this big so you guys could look at it, but here we go, right here. Dead cap space, over $30 friggin' million. There you go. And most of that is all of the screw ups. Let me see if I can click on that. Oh, let me. I think it's down here. Hang on. There we are. There we go. Dead cap space. Let's go over the 30 million. Corey Littleton, almost 10 million. Derek Carr cut. You could blame the new regime on that one. Nassib, nope. Kenyon Drake, Leatherwood. You could argue they could have given him another chance, maybe moved him to guard. Waller is little, but small. But the big ones, I mean, you've got half of it, well, over half of it. You've got almost 20 of the 30 with guys that were on the old regime. Now, I'm not going to include Derek Carr. He was from the old regime, of course, but the regime before that, before Gruden came, he got drafted. But, I mean, McDaniels came in, to me, supposedly, because Derek Carr was here and actually gave him an extension. So maybe you could count that, because maybe that was a swing and a miss. But we've got, I will say, 20 million, there's about 10 there, 5, and about 5, about 20 million at least from the old regime making shitty pickups. Corey Littleton was an absolute friggin' joke. I can cover George Kittle, so I can cover Kelsey. He didn't do shit. He was trash. He was absolute garbage. Carl Nassib getting paid way too much for the production he had. Kenyon Drake, I didn't understand the old regime, that one at all. I think we overpaid on that one. So I would say at least 20 million of that is trash. So everybody gets the same salary cap. So if you're wasting $20 million, you're going to have a lot of $1 million low guys on your roster. It's just the way it is. No, he played wide receiver at college with Clemson. So, let's see. Maybe high school. So much noise out there. Just need to know how it goes on the field. Get a real feel of the team. I'm ready for Aiden O'Connell right now. Why not just... This season's lost, guys. I mean, as far as going to the Super Bowl or trying to contend with the Chiefs... Oh, shit, I said Chiefs. Look at that. Here he is. How you guys going? I trust McDaniels to go 7-10. That would be an improvement over last year, Hefe. We went 6-11 last year. So you're looking for improvement. Wow. All right, bravo. Check, you got the mic check on. Good job. But yeah, I mean, let's be honest. This roster cannot compete with the Kansas City Chiefs of the world. Buffalo Bills, 49ers are good. Of course, Philadelphia went to Super Bowl last year. Cincinnati is always going to is making more moves. I think they're going to be good for a few more years. We're not there yet, guys. So why not get Aiden O'Connell in here right now? I'm almost kind of hoping that Jimmy G doesn't make it because they're going to press him to start, and he's just going to get beat up. And that's just less playing time for a rookie that we drafted. I mean, this is always going to be a fallback, right? Say Jimmy G gets hurt, then that would be the excuse. Well, we could have done a lot. But he got hurt, and then we had a new guy come in, a rookie. Maybe Hoyle will start a game or two, and then they'll throw away the season and put O'Connell in the last few games, and then say, well, next year we're going to have a full season with Aiden O'Connell. He's going to have the system down. I mean, we're just kind of stringing this shit along, and I'm tired of it. Frankly, I'm tired of it. Again, it's not all their fault, but a lot of it is, and the moves that they have made, it's almost like a continuation of shit that the other regimes have done to put us in bad play. So I'm not gonna make judgment on the draft picks they've done yet. It's too early for that. But some of the moves, some of this cap money was from years ago. Yeah. Like I said, 20 million plus of it was from the old regime. I'm not going to blame the Patriot regime for that. You might get number one. Nah, I don't think we're that bad. I mean, talent-wise, we're probably top 5 or bottom 5, rather. But I don't think we're going to get the number one. I know a lot of people were predicting 5 or 6 wins. That's only going to get us like 5th or 6th pick. A lot of people are saying we should tank for Caleb Williams, USC quarterback. Let's see. Can't find a worse defense on paper in the whole league. It kind of reminds me of my baseball team with the Angels, with Mike Trout. I know they got Ohtani too, but it's basically that and nothing else. And they don't go to the playoffs. You got to have pitching. I don't want to go on a tangent on that, but it kind of reminds me of that. You got Max Crosby, and then you're just fiddling around. You're fiddling around, and I'm kind of tired of it. Jimmy G doesn't look like he wants to play. Jimmy G has had enough injuries for 2 or 3 careers. He probably wants to get a quick payout and get the hell out of there. A continuation of shit. See how refined I am. How about that? I'm a little upset, just like everybody else in Raider Nation. So, this is what PFF has as far as our lineups right now. Of course, it's going to change. This is the offensive side. Renfro, is he going to be out? Maybe, maybe not. I think he's ranked a little bit too low there. That's based on play from last year. Austin Hooper, 17th best tight end. I don't know about that. Maybe in his Atlanta days, Cleveland didn't do a whole lot, like I've said. Jacoby Myers, I'd rather have him in the slot. I don't understand why we got this guy unless we're going to move this guy, and I don't understand why we didn't. If we're going to move this guy, why we didn't before the draft. Jimmy G's still here. Josh Jacobs probably going to play on the franchise contract. Then we're going to get a long-term. Alex Barr is trash. We got Van Routen, who's kind of an average guard. I think he's going to be here. I still think Parham should be at center. James is making, like I said, $7 million. I'm not into that. Lieberman had a pretty decent year at right tackle. They got him ranked 21st. Okay. And Colton Miller, probably top 10 as far as left tackle. We're good with that. The defensive side, still got problems here. I mean, we're really going to have to hope Jerry Tillery shows up and pans out. That's a big ask. He hasn't yet, but who knows? I'm kind of optimistic with that. Jones, 69th out of 119. But of course we got Tyree there. Bilal Nichols, I'm not real impressed with. I would put Spillane here at the mic and move Diablo to the will. I know they both can kind of flip-flop back and forth. Duke Shelley, Small guy, plays very hard, plays big though. So I kind of like that one. We'll see how the cornerback situation moves out. Epps is a pretty decent free agent there as strong safety. Merrig needs to step up. Kind of had a sophomore slump there, let's be honest. And then last thing I want to talk about is just kind of looking forward. Of course, they've had OTAs. Those are optional team activities, not mandatory. They've had those, and I think they have one more set. They had just finished this one today, and you can see June 2nd, and they have one more. And then the mandatory mini camp starts next week. That's going to be very interesting. Of course, nobody's going to be in pads right now until we get to training camp, and those dates have not been officially set yet. We're not going to be starting early because we're not going to have the Hall of Fame game this year. So I'm thinking late July, early August is when we actually have training camp. And then like the first week, they're not in pads then, and then they get in pads, and then they start the contact. That's been part of the negotiation with the labor union, the players union. So we're still in the off season. I'm just a little concerned about the moves that have been made lately. It looks like we kind of pinned our hopes on getting Tom Brady, or this regime did, not we. I'm talking about the Raiders personnel front office. And that didn't happen. I wouldn't come here if I was Tom Brady either. I wouldn't get my ass broken in half with the shitty offensive line. I've already got 7 rings. I've got a contract with Fox to announce games. I mean, why do that? And now I'm going to get a 10% stake in the Raiders now? I mean, come on. That's ridiculous. So that didn't happen. Oh, let's go get Jimmy G. And broke ass, and then didn't really target any of the big quarterbacks. Did we find a diamond in the rough in the 4th round with Aiden O'Connell? Maybe. I mean, that's the only thing we can really kind of hang our hat on right now. A lot of people are saying, well, he's the next Tom Brady. Well, he has to show that. Let's be honest. He has to show that. So just listen to Vic Tafer on the autumn windbags. He said the team is not good. He's a writer for The Athletic and in the building. Yeah, I've seen articles from Vic before, and I don't need Vic Tafer to tell me there's problems with this team. It's obvious. And we've had the defensive tackle problem for the last few years. We've had a cornerback problem. I know the regime tried to fix that with Mullen and Arnett. And well, we know how that went out. So, hey, Ronald Ponder, how you doing? I see you in here. Ronell says, is Wilson going to be healthy to start camp? Why can't Kuntz get on the field? Wilson, as reportedly, was healthy at draft time. He had the foot problem. Supposedly he was checked out, so he should be good to go unless we hear something going on. Kuntz can't get on the field because he's too light. And if you've watched when we got him, even as a rookie, he needs to put on some weight. He gets bullied around. He's quick, but he gets bullied around. And I'd like to see him on there a little more, but being as an edge, maybe that 7th or 9 gap where you can come further outside where the tackles have a hard time getting a hold of him. That might be the ticket for him. Otherwise, I think this is his last year. We haven't really seen it. So, Hefe says, I hope with crossed fingers Brady plays for the Raiders. I'd love to beat him twice a year. I think that's the only way you could beat him, right, Hefe? I mean, I think Raider Nation deserves better. It's like we have a minor league football team here, like minor league baseball. That's what it feels like, you know. We've got a couple stars that you could think. Devontae Adams, obviously, is a stud. Max is a stud. Renfro's looked good until he signed the contract. If he keeps playing the way he is, I know he's dinged up, but he's kind of dinged up every year. There's going to be questions with that. So, what else we got? I mean, Josh Jacobs had a hell of a year last year, but he didn't really... I defended not extending that 5th year on him last off season because he didn't really show much until this past season. So was he playing for a contract? Maybe. So gotta love the Hefe. Well, here's the thing with Hefe. I mean, he's a Chiefs fan. We don't like the Chiefs, but I mean he's respectable in here, and quite frankly, he gets to brag. I mean, his team from top to bottom has their shit together, right? I mean, the ownership has their shit together. Ours, no, he's a Tommy boy, he's an idiot. The personnel group, they draft wonderfully. I mean, they had, 7 starters in the Super Bowl last year that were rookies. I mean, come on. And then you get to the players. They have Patrick Mahomes, and it flows through him. It's quarterback league. Defense has been tough, and they keep making moves to bolster that. I mean, what can you say? They've won, 8 division titles in a row? They have room. The fans have room to talk. What can we do? We're guided by Tommy Boy. Chris Farley's running this fucking team, and it's running in the dirt. Al's rolling in his grave right now. I don't know what else to tell you. It sucks, but I like to face the facts, and the facts are, from the top down, not looking too good. Which says, to me, it doesn't matter what side you're on. With Derek Carr, management screwed up, not being able to get anything for him. To me, that's mismanagement of resources. Yeah, because that contract, the way it was written, that's the way it was. He had a no-trade clause, and he had that deadline come up where the incentives kicked in. We'd had to pay him $40 million before the start of the next season. So we were between a rock and a hard place, and I said this at the end of the season. Those last 2 games they benched him. I said they're not going to play him anymore, and then the Saints got to oh yeah, you can go talk to the Saints, and like I said, the Saints probably went, we like you, we're going to wait, but we're not going to give you any draft capital up for you. We're going to wait until those idiots have to cut you, and then we're going to hook you up. And that's what they did. I mean, we're getting played. And again, it seems like Reggie McKenzie made mistakes, and we got the Gruden era making mistakes, and now we've got Patriot era making mistakes. What's the common factor here, guys? It's Mark Davis. He's a complete buffoon. He is. I mean, he's too busy going to Hooters and worrying about the Las Vegas Aces winning championships that he had nothing to do with. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's even picked up a football in his life. I mean, I might have to get Maury Povich out here to do a DNA test with Al. I mean, he kind of looks like him, but nothing like his father. Absolutely nothing like his father. His father was one of the greats of all time, and even the Raider haters know that. Back in the day, when he had all his faculties, he was a pioneer. So that's what it is. Al's ghost. I was just talking about you, Al. How you doing? Holy smokes! Yeah, we're back. And man, I don't know what to say. We're gonna, and I said this before, it's rebuilding. We're gonna have to grunt through this season. It's just the way it is. With this whole Jimmy G situation, I wasn't expecting much anyway, but to find out that they knew that his foot was messed up. I know they put the provisions in his contract. That's all fine and dandy, but this is a quarterback league. It just reinforces the fact that they don't give a shit about this year. But they're not going to tell you that because they want you to come in and buy the $500 tickets, the $100 parking fee, the $20 beer and hot dog and all that other crap. And want you to. And now they have. I had a tab for it. I should have shown it. They have training camp hats now. I haven't heard that before. I know that the NFL has draft hats that you can get for each team. Raiders.com, they have training camp hats. How about do something on the damn field, and then maybe we'll buy some of your crap? How about that? Enough already. And it's just total business, total nonsense. The commitment to excellence is, you got to show me. You got to show me something. Matt, how you doing? We will be good with Jimmy G. He will be good to go. Even if he is good to go, even if he has the surgery and he's cleared by the medical staff on the Raiders, how many games is this guy going to last? He's had about, 3 really major injuries in his career. So we talked about that when we signed him. I did a thing on that. So even so, and even if he's healthy, I mean, look at the Niners. Look where he was. What did he actually do? He's a game manager. He doesn't win games for you. Running game, I mean, he was making similar number of interceptions. We talked about that in his playoff record. As far as the stats go, are terrible. It's like 150 passing yards a game, I think he has like 9 interceptions and 6 playoff appearances or something like that. It's horrible. It's trash. This isn't Peyton Manning we're getting. So even if everything is healthy and he has the surgery and everything's wonderful, mediocre guy, mediocre, and with a shitty team like ours versus the Niners that has a stout defense, has had for years, good running game. I know Jacobs did well last year. That was 1 year. Maybe he'll revert back if we tag him and don't give him a contract. He'll just say screw it, cut my ass and I'll go somewhere else and kick out. Maybe that's going to happen. I don't know. He's still not under contract. I mean, he's got the franchise tag for 1 year, but nothing after that. We know they're good. Talk about it. It's the Las Vegas Patriots, but remember, the Patriots way has never been replicated anywhere. That's true. And, I mean, at this point, was it the Patriot way or was it Tom Brady? I mean, we have some data now. If you look at the way the Patriots have played, way they've drafted, Mac Jones not impressed with at all. There was even talk that we were going to trade Carr to the Patriots because Belichick's had enough of Mac Jones. So, is it live or is it Memorex? Is it the chicken or the egg? At this point, I don't know. I mean, they were good teams overall, but Tom was always there. They could lean on him and all that. I know they won a lot of games, a lot of Super Bowls with the field goals, but it is what it is. I mean, the defense was played pretty well to come back against Atlanta. I know Atlanta 28-3 choke, but a lot of that's the defense. Hightower with that big interception in the game. So I think their time's done. I think that division, AFC East, is too hard now. The 3 other teams are building themselves up. It is what it is. Miami's quick as hell. Buffalo's been a perennial type contender now, pretty much with Cincinnati and the Chiefs, of course, in the AFC. And the Jets are kind of on their way up. I like Soleil as a coach. I think hopefully the quarterback situation ironed out. That's going to be the key for them. But they always play hard anyway. So yeah. Let's hear it for great fathers. That's funny. Oh, Father's Day is coming up in a few weeks, so don't forget your fathers. I think it's the 18th rather. So yeah, let's hear it for those great fathers. Not buying nothing until we win consistently. Yeah, that's what it should be. I mean, like I said, this isn't Fox News, CNN, political, whatever. I'm not going to get in all that crap, but I'm sure you've heard things about boycotts and all that other stuff. They work. And to me, I think Raider Nation needs to start doing that to this team, saying, F you, I'm not buying any more tickets. I'm not buying any more merch. Till you put out a product that Al would at least not throw up from. I mean, hopefully be proud of, but I mean something that's palatable to go down. I mean, this is like vomit, but you want to sell us friggin' training camp hats? Screw you. What a joke. More Tom Brady. More Tom Brady. I want to talk about Tom Brady. I really don't want to talk about Tom Brady, but what I do want to talk about, if you guys want to get on, I will set up the room. If you guys want to get on the chat, let me get this going here. How you guys doing? Let's see. Let's set up the chat. I gotta get hang on. You get some stuff set up. I don't know why that's doing that now. That is weird. Let's get this going. So I will get the restream. The link is in the pinned comment if you want to take a look at that. Also, we have a live poll going on right now. How much do you trust the regime? We got 16 votes. It's split. That's a little weird. I'm gonna say it's a little weird. To me, the kind of the diversity of the fringe on both sides. We got 44% saying getting worried, and 31% saying you're all in. So maybe we have a little bit of a division in Raider Nation as well. Me personally, I don't know. I'm on the worried side. I'm on the worried side, and I think it makes sense to be on the worried side. I don't know why my camera camera moves. So anyway, let's take. If you want to get on, the comment is pinned. You click on that link. So you see the pinned comment at the top. You click the link. You get in the green room. I'll let you in if you want to talk. You don't have to be on camera. I will get a mic on if you want to talk about the situation of Jimmy G, the Raiders in general, whatever you guys want to talk about. We will talk about. I usually go on for about an hour. Wow, I've been talking. Well, my head's getting too big. I've been talking so long. I don't know what happened. This happens with OBS every once in a while. I remember I had to change the OBS version around because it wasn't supporting some things. But here I am, so I had to fix my camera a little bit, and it looks like we're good to go. Let's see. Let's get some more comments. If you want to come on, you can. If not, that's cool. Like and subscribe, especially if you're watching this on a replay. A lot of people watch these on replays. Why not subscribe to the channel? Be here live with us. Jay Hawthorne, how you doing out there? Let me see. History is being made right before your eyes. Rookies win Super Bowls. Put your money on it. Mark this quote in your medal. Well, are you saying, sir or ma'am, Jay Hawthorne? I'm print screening this. I just print screened it. Are you saying Aiden O'Connell's going to lead us to the promised land and we're going to win a Super Bowl this year? Are you taking the Brock Purdy route? We don't have the same team, but hey, I like the optimism. But I'm a little more realistic. Oh. At home. What the hell is this new kickoff rule? I think I make things safer. I mean, it's obvious. Audio is good. Did the cat chew the... Are these old comments? Is the audio bad now? Let me know. Let me know if the audio is bad. Well, that's more helpful than me. I do appreciate you guys coming out here. Get your final votes in on the live chat, or the live poll rather. I put it up there at the top. You should be able to see at the top. How much do you trust this regime? That is the big question. 100% trust? Are y'all in? 75%, it's not as bad as some think. You're 50-50, you're not quite sure yet. Or 25%, you're getting worried. That's probably where I'm at right now. I'll let you guys get your final votes in. Get your votes in. Let's see. And we're almost at an hour. If you're new here, we normally go for about an hour with a 53-minute mark, as you can see down there. Raider time is 7:53 p.m. Let's see. So probably will not be doing the live studio tonight. Maybe next week. Also, some channel updates. Again, like I said, I'm not going to be kind of going on as much as I normally do because a couple things. One, the channel's kind of flat. I've got another channel that I do games kind of stuff on TikTok. I put the link in the description on that if you want to check that out. If you're into that, if you're not, cool. Also, what's there really to talk about with the Raiders? Even if I went on last week, not a whole lot really to talk about here. The whole thing with Jimmy G came out early this week, so next week, this coming week is mandatory mini camp. So that'll be interesting. We can talk about that. We can talk a little bit about the fantasy aspect. I know some of you wanted to talk about that. Let's see. Turn up the mic a little bit. Okay, I turned it up. Should be able to hear me a lot better now. So we can talk about that if you want. We can talk about the June 1st cuts. Some updates on Jimmy G. Maybe we can find out even if he's had surgery. I mean, not so sure why this is such a mystery. I mean, it kind of to me, it kind of shows incompetence. I mean, as far as the organization goes, it's like we're kind of hanging our hat on this guy, but we already know he's already got injury and he needs surgery, and maybe he'll be okay or not. And Brian Hoyer, is he going to be the starting quarterback then? Is it going to be Aiden O'Connell? It'll probably be Hoyer, since he's more familiar with the system. And plus, that'll give McDaniels an excuse to get at least another year out to put Aiden O'Connell out there in his second year. Are they doing this just to, I don't know. A lot of people think that they're trying to sabotage the Raiders. I've heard that before. I've heard that with Gruden as well. Oh, they're sabotaging it because, Gruden got screwed over by Al, that whole thing in the early 2000s after the Chuck Rule game, blah, blah, blah. I don't know about that. I think you already had the surgery after the sign. They're saying that has not been released. According to ESPN, that had him having surgery was not yet released. So let's see. Defense wins games with an offense that not predictable. Yeah, I mean there's always exceptions like the Rams, greatest show on turf, but those are few and far between. The defense still has issues. Again, between the Chandler Jones signing and all that dead cap money we talked about, there's not a lot they can really do. And that kind of led me to, it's just rebuilding. They're not going to tell you that because they want you to get your butt in the seat and pay the money. But look around. I mean, you got Jimmy G, who's fragile anyway. But even if he was healthy now, Jimmy G would be a question mark as your starting quarterback. And he can't play. He's not physically cleared by the Raiders medical staff as of now. So Jimmy G says it's not going to be a problem, blah, blah, blah. I've been looking around. I've heard that kind of surgery takes 6 to 12 weeks. I don't know. If he hasn't had the surgery yet, maybe he has, and they're keeping under wraps. If he hasn't yet, that could cut into the season. Definitely preseason, and getting continuity. We talked about that before last season, where we didn't see the starters on offense all 4 preseason games, and was like, what the hell? And the offense didn't look that good coming out the gate. So I'm a fan of, you got to play a little bit of preseason. You got to play a little real time where guys are trying to knock your head off, not having a blue jersey on to get things, the timing and all that, and the rhythm of the offense. I'm a firm believer of that, of course. You won't play all the games, but at least a quarter or two. We didn't get any of that last season, and McDaniels might do that again. So just more questions, more nonsense. It feels like more carrot on a stick from this team with the fans, and we deserve better. That's the bottom line. So let's see. We are okay. I want to make sure. Sometimes the chat, I have the regular chat and I have the chat on my app where I can show it on the screen for you guys. Sometimes it doesn't jive. I have to reboot it, but it looks like we got all the chat. So that said, we're at an hour. I want to thank you guys for coming out. Might do a show next week. If you guys want a show, let me know. Put it in the comments. We could talk about some updates. Probably be a short show. If you want to get into other things like fantasy football, we could talk about that too. I know some of you have been looking at that. Some of you aren't into that. Probably prefer to keep it Raiders, but I mean, if that's what it takes to kind of grow this channel, then so be it. So, and I'll leave that to you. Question answer right there. I put happy ending. I'm not talking about the Patriot Way with Robert Kraft getting massages. I'm talking about actually is this Raiders team, is this regime going to have a happy ending? Is this going to work out or not? So put your comments in the chat right now. Let me know. My camera got blurry there for a second. Oh, I think I was waving my hands too much. Let me know right now. Put a 1 in the chat if you do think there's going to be a happy ending with this saga of the Raiders. We're actually going to finally get back on track with this regime. Or put a 2 in the comments saying, hey, no, I don't think so. I'm going to believe it when I see it. Let's see. And we'll go over your final comments and we'll close this one out. Let's see. Look for Chandler Jones. Will be traded before we. Yeah, that's why I said Hawthorne. A little bit earlier, we were talking about Spot Track and the contracts. Chandler Jones is our fourth largest salary cap hit currently for the 2023 season. Number one on defense. And like I said, I think maybe Chandler Jones, because he has a 3-year deal. This is second year. It's not favorable to cut him right now for us, but to cut him after this year, that last year of the contract, very little. I think like $4 million on the dead cap, which is nothing to relatively speaking. So I think he'll be gone after this year. So I think maybe it could be like Josh Jacobs playing for a contract or trying to and kicking some ass this year, and and that would be a good opportunity to move him to a team that's in the hunt for the playoffs. Something similar to the Lakers this year. I want the carrot. I already had the stick. Well, I was thinking carrot on a stick, not a carrot or a stick. So as far as motivation, you know how they put the carrot in front of the horse? Okay. The Raiders organization is putting the carrot. That carrot is commitment to excellence, winning, in front of us, Raider Nation, to go and here's my wallet. Here's my wallet. Here's my money. More money. Here you go. Take all my money. Take all my money. That's what it feels like to me. I'm not seeing a real commitment to excellence, starting from Tommy Boy and going down. And until you show it to me, I haven't seen it. Yes, surgery is confirmed Thursday. Okay. Well, then ESPN was a little off then. So that's good. So there is a chance he'll be ready for the regular season. So that's good. Let's see. Giveaway season of Pass It Grow. Yeah. Chandler's getting paid this year, so that's moot. No, but we can cut him after next year, and then he's got to go find a contract. So to me, he's going to want to play his ass off this year if he wants to get another 1 year, 2-year deal, whatever. I know he's getting older. He can get one more cash out. I don't think he's going to be on the team in 24. So it would behoove him to show up. They said he was lighter. Somebody said he was lighter, 250, 255. Maybe he is. Maybe he's going to play his ass off, try to get that last payout. And that would be good for everybody if we can move him during this season, because I don't think we're going to be in the contention. If we can move him to a playoff team, hopefully NFC. Or maybe the Bills signed Shane Ray too. Another Denver guy. He's had his off-the-field problems too. He's been hurt, but he's had his off-the-field problems. But who knows? Maybe Cincinnati. As long as somebody beats the Chiefs, that's the way I see it. For a hot dog on a stick. All right. Well, with that, guys, I want to thank you guys for coming out. A little levity from Officer Rolla. And we need it. As Raider Nation, we've been suffering for literally decades now. I mean, we've sniffed the playoffs here and there. Let's be honest. We haven't won one since we went to the Super Bowl. Won a playoff game since we went in the 2002 season. So, with that said, a lot of you, I have seen it. A lot of you have not even seen the Raiders win a championship unless it was on NFL Films. I saw it live. So, but I mean, got the gray hair to prove it. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys coming out. If you give a like on your way out, if you haven't done it already, if you've got this far, why not subscribe? Especially if you're watching this on replay. Keep saying it, but I get a lot of replays. So why not subscribe to the channel? Thank you guys for coming out. And until next time, go Raiders.
Ask you something. With all the distractions that you have off the field, how are you able to keep focused on winning football games as you do and do throughout the years?
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.